Three, two, one. Let's go. 411 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. LT's in the house. What's up, LT?
How y'all doing?
All right, there he is, man. The one and only LT. All right, calculator, what's happening?
Greetings and salutations, Mr.411. Another I say another first week in the books.
Yes.
So, but hey, we're about to give everybody some information because we'll call it an interesting week at that.
Yes.
At that.
Interesting
Yes.
as usual. All right, man. Today, September 9th, 2025. Week 1 is in the books. And man, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have a mock draft. Our draft competition. We'll tell you about it when we get to it. We're gonna cover the studs and duds, and we're gonna cover news and notes. So calculator.
Hey,
hit us up with some of the news and notes, man.
News and notes. Hey, when anybody
Mm.
comes to our show, we just basically give the news and notes is injuries. Unfortunately, it's a lot of it's bad news. Or it could be good news if you dig deep enough. But Falcons Drake London injured his right shoulder. For people that were watching the Falcons Bucks game, missed the final drive, so it had to be somewhat serious if you couldn't go out there. The report is it's day-to-day, scheduled for more tests this week. Looks like he's avoided an IR stint, but I'm not looking. I'm just thinking they'll probably just hold him out 1 week to be on the safe side. Oh, and we'll go to the Thursday game. Travis Kelce did not want to share any targets, so he takes out Xavier Worthy on the first play of the drive. Takes out all Xavier Worthy going around. Xavier Worthy was immediately, called out for the rest of the game. And we say good news, bad news. Bad news is Xavier Worthy gone. Good news is that just added somebody on the waiver wire, if depending on the league, and Hollywood Brown, because Hollywood Brown, that was the apple of Mahomes' eye. That work week. But yeah, Worthy, it looks like he'll be out at least 2 weeks, might be 3. It depends on how he feels with the brace, because they said he was going to try. He's going to get fitted for a brace and see if he can play with a brace after week 3. So look to at least miss the 2 games, and you have the rental known as Hollywood Brown to take his place. 49ers, Juan Jennings. We always thought it was a contract issue with the injuries, but apparently he was back out there, and then he got injured right away. Wincing when he caught a pass on the sideline, did not return. Same game, George Kittle. It's like this. And LT's a CMC fan. But it's like they said, okay, we're going to have CMC healthy, but we're going to have 4 other injuries to, complement that injury. So it's like you get, it's just you really can't win with the 49ers. Somebody's always, and unfortunately, especially for luckily, I say luckily, I don't have George Kittle in the listener league, Mr.411, but I have him in a lot of places. So I definitely am going to miss him. But hey, I'll give George Kittle credit. He came in and at least scored a touchdown before he went out. But the bad thing is it was an injury that when he went to the sideline, didn't see a trainer, he put the cap right back on.
So he knew he was done.
Yeah. And I just got word it is he's already been placed on IR.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so at least 4 weeks. A lot of people said it could be 5 to 6 weeks. Plan on playing without Kittle, one of the big 3. Brock Bowers, another guy I have some shares of. I went tight end early, Mr.411, in a lot of leagues, and it's coming back to bite me. The one tight end I didn't get, Mr.411, was McBride, the only healthy one of the
the only one that survived.
Yeah, I got Bowers and I got Kittle, but he suffered a knee injury. But word is that they feel that he's going to be able to return. They're saying this. It's not a significant injury. It was more of a precaution. They weren't blowing New England out, but they felt pretty good that their defense was going to, basically win the rest of the game. So they said, Brock Bowers, take the rest of the day off. Oh, they also have Michael Mayer being able to come in and play a high draft pick tight end coming in to fill in So they just changed up their personnel and went with Mayer. But yeah, I'm looking at Bowers will be back next week. But if he isn't, good thing you came to the show because I got a couple of tight ends that we'll talk about on the waiver wire section. And another one, Broncos tight end. I mean, tight end's got everybody. Evan Ingram suffered a calf injury in the second half versus the Titans, did not return. More to come out on that. I know a lot of people like Evan Ingram in their top 6 going to a new thing, but still got to find out more on that. And what about the trade? I got in early this morning and my phone started blowing up. Tank Bigsby traded to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 5th and a 6th round pick next year. So it wasn't necessarily peanuts. They did get 2 draft picks. But word is that this probably, what's that going to do? Hey, you might say, Gary, how's that going to affect me? Well, I have lots of Will Shipley ownership. I am actually going to probably drop Will Shipley. He got dinged up as well. He actually looked pretty good in that second drive of the game, but then he got hurt on special teams. Well, word on the street now is Tank Bigsby is going to probably return kicks, and then that might be to protect Shipley. Don't know. I'm willing to drop Shipley just for the mere fact is there's just going to be too many mouths to feed because even A.J. Dillon got some run this last year. So it's just it's Barkley or nothing when it comes to the Philadelphia running back room. So I know a lot of people drafted Tank Bigsby. A lot of people drafted Will Shipley as a handcuff. I'm actually comfortable dropping both of those. What do you think, LT? You think this does anything with Will Shipley? Does this going to affect Will Shipley's value, do you think?
Yeah, it's going to move him down to 3rd on the list.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had already drafted Basil Tootin, and now I don't have to drop him.
Yeah.
Because now he moved up to number 2 on the list.
Yeah, and not only 2, I mean, I think that you would have to think the coaching staff is comfortable with Tootin that they traded Bigsby. So now they're going to say, okay, now we're going to just scoot Tootin along and see what he can do. But yeah, ETN's definitely going to move him up as far as his touch is going to continue to add up. But I think Tootin again, Tootin do not drop. And heck, if somebody dropped Tootin out of frustration, possibly, after the early drafts, and then they got frustrated with the draft with the depth chart coming out, seeing him number 3. Hey, he's a speculative ad because, like LT said, this is going to, in my opinion, increases Tootin's snap count, touch, which increases his value.
Absolutely.
So with that, Mr. 411, that's pretty much the news and the notes that we hit that we just highlighted.
All right. So you're saying the Shipley has sailed in Philadelphia. All right.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So move on from Shipley. Believe it or not. All right. So now let's get into the action. All right. Let's get into some of this action, man. There was a lot of players that some of them came out of nowhere. I mean, it's a lot of players. I think that free agent, that waiver wire is going to be going crazy week 1, but that's due to a lot of performances in week 1.
Absolutely. I mean, if a guy that was in 30%, I highlighted Marquise Brown. I think it was like 46% of targets of the target share of all wide receivers. That's pretty impressive. And then on the other side, Quentin Johnson, he did his, usual, 1 week, 2 touchdown performance. But Keon Coleman, I think Josh Allen might have found his new Stephon Diggs. What do you think, Mr. 411?
Based on week 1, yes, he has. I mean, that reminds me of when he had a Diggs. You know what I mean? So like Coleman is and there was some promise with him coming into the league, but of course, a lot of guys have to find their footing. And this could be his breakout moment, man. Yeah,
and Dalton Kincaid showing that, hey, Josh Allen can feed 2 people if you need it. And Tyler Warren, folks, I mean, Daniel Jones loved him some Tyler Warren. And, if you drafted him congratulations. Juwan Johnson, folks, I guarantee you he is most likely on the waiver wire. And Spencer Rattler had no trouble tossing that rock 46 times in catch-up mode. And guess what, folks? The Saints are going to be in catch-up mode a lot this year. So, hey, Juwan Johnson, you could do worse than Juwan Johnson. Puka Nacua, another thing. Luckily, hey, he didn't make the injury, but you know what? He got evaluated for a concussion. They asked him what day of the week it was. He got it correct. They put him back out there. So it's like, hey, no concussion. Keep going out there. And what did he do? 10 catches, 130 yards. You know, Zay Flowers, oh my gosh. How much did they miss him in the playoff game against Buffalo? Because he came out there and it was Zay Flowers all the time. If he wasn't passing to Zay Flowers, it was a three-headed monster. If you had, and let me tell you something, if you had the Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers stack, you won your week. I'm almost guaranteeing you won that week because it was glorious, that three-headed monster against the thing. Oh, and Emeka Ibuka. You know, hey, and I don't want to say Emeka Ibuka, he didn't get great separation, but he had a quarterback that Mayfield threw him 2 beautiful passes that he hauled in. So at least he still had to make the catch. But I think there's going to be better days for the Tampa Bay offense. So I think Emeka Ibuka to be able to perform with only 17 completions from Baker Mayfield is, you know, reasons to still be excited for Emeka Ibuka going forward.
Yep. He may be the new Evans.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. We got some more up here. Some quarterbacks. They got a lot of quarterbacks got down too on Sunday and Monday too.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, if you want to talk about quarterback, we talked about Justin Fields. Welcome back. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd highest scoring quarterback on the week. That's pretty impressive. But you know what? Daniel Jones, when would you ever see him on the stud list? Hey, Daniel Jones said, hey, you give me a good offensive line. You give me, good wide receiver weapons. Give me a tight end like Tyler Warren. This is what I can do. But you know what? Daniel Jones had the benefit of playing against the Miami Dolphins in that depleted secondary. So I think it was a combination of both. But yeah. Oh, and Josh Allen, good, just nuclear. Hey, but Mr. 411, I got a good story to tell. I was in a league where the FFPC, I'll admit it, I played against Derrick Henry and Josh Allen, who scored a combined 72 points, and I survived. So, yes, it was possible. I did not kick out, but I had Quentin Johnson. I had Hollywood Brown. I had also had Caleb Williams. He's not on the list, Mr. 411. Caleb Williams had 24 points for a quarterback going against that Minnesota defense. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can survive, folks, every now and then if you have the right combination. And Bijan Robinson, if you look at that stat line, Mr. 411, that stat line, half of those points came on the very first drive.
Yes.
After that touchdown, he didn't get much after that. It was if that was an odd game, Christian McCaffrey, calf problem, I didn't see it because he got touch after 9 catches on 12 targets, 73 yards, no touchdowns, but very efficient. Filling up, being a stat stuffer that he is. And I'm a little disappointed in James Cook because that could have been a lot better. He should have had a second touchdown where he misread the block and got tackled at the half-yard line. And all that did was just give another rushing touchdown to Josh Allen.
Yeah. LT, any players you want to throw up?
Let's see. What did I have? I had the Josh Allen, and what did he get? 40 points last week?
Nuclear.
42 points.
Crazy.
Depending on your scoring format. Yep.
I was just like everybody else in the world when they were up by 14 points. I was like, oh, this game's over, and I turned it off. I turned around and woke up the next morning, and they had tied the ball game up and went ahead and won the game. So the last 3 or 4 minutes was the best part of the game.
It was amazing. The comeback was just phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think in our format, I'm just looking them up real quick because we also get points for carries. Josh
Yes.
Allen had 42 points.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
Wow.
and oh well, of course that's why LT remembers. It's on LT's team. That's why LT remembers Josh Allen. So
Well, that just made me the most points of all the losers for the week.
yeah, yeah. You went against the newcomer female. I think that lady's related to Zach. Yeah, well, that's because she had Derrick Henry on the other side as well. I'm sure that didn't help you out. And Michael Penix Jr. Oh man, well, another thing that hurt you, LT, was you had the classic defense. You had a defense starting against your quarterback. Your quarterback says, "You're starting a defense against me. Let me give you negative points." So, but hey, that happens to the best of us. But yeah, that was a great game. I love the comeback. Who would have ever thought Derrick Henry would have fumbled the ball to actually give Josh Allen another chance to get on the board? So, but speaking of that, LT, how about Bass, the kicker for Buffalo, late scratch? I still saw him in some people's lineups. I didn't even know they signed Prater. Folks, that's why you got to check that stuff because kickers matter, So, but Prater come in. He had a double-digit game for a kicker, so that's always good to have. But yeah, it was. So do you want to talk about any other studs, LT, or is that? I mean, I see that Josh Allen's forefront on your mind.
Yeah, that was about all the studs I had in my lineups.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. Since we're done talking with studs, there is a quarterback that will no longer be on my team this season, and that's Tua. So, man, what in the world, man? What's going on in Miami?
Offensive line bad. Tua has to throw it quick because he's scared to get hit. There's just a lot of things going wrong in Miami. Tua, he's definitely not a guy that you can trust. But yeah, Mr.411, I'm looking at your lineup on week 1, and you had Caleb Williams on the bench. You had no faith in Caleb Williams and his 25 points.
I figured Tua would at least give me 20 points. You know what I mean? So, I felt like I can go good either way, and I could just see what Caleb does. I figured worst case scenario, they'll both have about the same amount of points. And that definitely wasn't the case.
So, and we could talk about it in Listener League. I'm going to go straight to duds. AJ Brown, Jamar. Put it this way: any offensive player not named Chase Brown on the Cincinnati Bengals. If you had the classic super stack of Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, you lost. I just want to say that right now. AJ Brown. If you had AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, they did not do you any favors on Thursday night because it was the Jalen Hurts show. Javonte Williams came out of nowhere with his 2 rushing touchdowns. But yeah, the wide receiver, Nico Collins, dud. DJ Moore, dud. I mean, the super receivers, you were disappointed. Like I said, I won that 4-1. When I say super receivers, those early receivers, Drake London was on his way to a game, but he got hurt. Puka Nacua, he did good, but yeah, Nico Collins dud. AJ Brown, and AJ Brown got his catch in the fourth quarter. Now, I do want to put that in context. AJ Brown has traditionally struggled against zone coverage. Well, guess what? This is the first time I can remember the Dallas defense, every defensive snap they were in zone. And that just, that kind of helped, Jalen Hurts. He said, "You're going to drop back in zone, that 2 deep zone, shell. I'm going to run it up the middle." And that they made him pay for that. So I think that had a lot to do. I'm not totally down on AJ Brown just yet. Don't know where Brian Thomas Jr. was. At least Brian Thomas Jr. did have the end around for a touchdown to save the day. But another thing I'm afraid of, Mr.411, Travis Hunter, a disappointing performance in a win for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So we had that discussion early on that we were going to take a wait and see approach on that. But yeah, some of the big receivers really, really disappointed in week 1, along with Joe Burrow.
There you go.
And
All right.
along with the Falcons kicker.
Oh man, Koo just missing that. That was
Yeah. He went cuckoo.
Yeah.
He went cuckoo.
And he's automatic. As a Saints fan, I know this. So.
Yeah, the old Georgia Southern alumni right there. But yeah, Koo is he's shown some great moments for the Falcons, but that's one that the Falcon Nation, they're already saying he no longer need to be on the team, and he was the reason why they lost.
Oh well.
Even though Tampa missed a field goal themselves, an extra point, and a field goal.
And a field goal. So,
yeah.
Goes to field
but
goal.
Yeah. But any more duds that we need to cover?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, like I said, the efficiency of the running backs was really mind-boggling. You saw a lot, with the exception of Derrick Henry, of course, but we saw a lot of running backs in general. They might have got the touchdown like Chase Brown, but his efficiency was really bad. And he got all the snaps. But one guy we forgot to fill. That Bill McCroskey guy, Bill, the guy that has staring contests with the sun, the guy that can parallel park buses, the guy that can do no wrong. He showed up and showed out. But on the flip side, I forgot to add that dud, Terry McLaurin. Could we say?
Yes, that's a dud.
Yeah, that's a dud for a guy. Hey, but we talked about regression was coming with him. He took the most of his targets and made the most of them last year. And I think that kind of, that when regression like type hits, it's really glaring to see that.
Yeah. And he got that contract, he was dealing with that contract situation too in the offseason, and maybe it's a bit distracted. Maybe he's a little rusty, but we'll see. I wouldn't drop him right away. I would hold on to him and see what happens.
Yeah. You have too much draft capital to worry about that. But Mr.411, I'm going to throw it out to your team. What about JSM? Did they have any other receivers on the Seattle Seahawks?
They actually do, but
they just one-man routes?
No, they actually do, Calculator. Torrey Horton, Bobo. I mean, these are not household names, but they're solid receivers. And then you got a guy that was in my starting lineup in one of my leagues, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened there. The Kupp was definitely half.
I know what happened. They kept throwing the JSM.
Well,
JSM, I think is an absurd 60% target rate for all receivers, not just wide receivers, all receiving options. So if you are a Cooper Kupp owner, that is a cause for worry, because it was JSM on first down, JSM on second down, and JSM on third down.
Well, if you own JSM, you're smiling somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty much the whole team, because Kenneth Walker only had 10 touches for 20 yards.
Yeah.
So it was the whole team.
Well, not the whole team now, LT, because when I looked at it, it looked like Charbonnet was a better running back than Kenneth Walker. They were given the same amount of snaps.
Yeah.
Charbonnet looked like the better play. What do you think, Mr.411? I'm sure you watched the game.
Well, Charbonnet is that, he's that guy, man. Like, he's not going to be your starter, but he's going to play a whole lot. And so Seattle's going to have that. I don't know if you want to call it the RBBC, because that's not 3, but they definitely split. They're definitely going to have like at least a 60-40, 70, 67, 39% split. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be where he's going to take enough of the carries each week. And don't be surprised if you get a couple goal line carries, because he did, you know what I'm saying, and things like that.
And
so
he got the touchdown.
Yeah, if you own,
you got the touchdown.
Yeah, so you either gotta live with it, live with having the type of numbers you're gonna have, but you may have the longevity with Walker throughout the season, because he won't get blown up. You know what I'm saying? Because they're splitting time. But you also got to be prepared for a couple of weeks where Charbonnet may have 2 touchdowns and and Walker may have 67 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Right. And Zach Charbonnet, he just made more of the carries. Kenneth Walker had 10 carries, Zach Charbonnet had 12. So they were pretty close to a 50-50 split.
And if you drafted Kenneth Walker in the 3rd round, you weren't expecting that.
Right. You want 20 carries.
Right.
So that's the thing with that. But if one of them get injured, somebody's gonna have a lottery ticket on the other side. So you just gotta be able to, hey, I will flex them and then go from there.
Absolutely. Hey, Mr. 411, are you ready for waiver wires?
Let's do it.
Hey, yeah, because we mentioned the injuries. Quarterback, if you are a streamer, I like Daniel Jones. He showed to be competent, and he showed how to use his weapons. 22 of 29, 272, 1 touchdown, 2 on the ground. Michael Penix Jr., if he's available, he showed that he can run. And hey, I like Geno Smith in Las Vegas. I mean, he came out just chucking the ball.
Yeah, I wish he was in Seattle right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, and Jackson Dart, you see him on the list. They're already asking when Jackson Dart can start. I'm sorry, folks. They are not going to put him in there until their full offensive line is healthy and out there.
Yeah,
they're not going to sacrifice him to the dogs, so to speak. So yeah, as long as Andrew Thomas is out, Jackson Dart will not start. Those are some interesting guys. But there's really only one running back because unless it's Judkins or Sampson, those Brown running backs are out there. Those are worth a stash. But hey, Trey Benson, Trey Benson, as a Florida State fan, Mr. 411, I'm very familiar with Trey Benson. What he does, he runs it to the middle, and if it's not there, he's always famous for cutting it outside and taking off. But the one I really want to highlight on here is Kenneth Gainwell. Arthur Smith strikes again. He puts in Kenneth Gainwell to split with the newly signed Jaylen Warren and the hotshot rookie that they drafted 3rd day in the draft, Caleb Johnson, on the bench. I don't understand it, but hey, what if you're mining for little diamonds right there? Kenneth Gainwell. He could be the new he could be the new Tyler Algier, the one that's in the side of the starting running back, Jaylen Warren. But hey, folks, do not drop Caleb Johnson. It's early. There's now, if we get to the bye weeks and he still has his snap share like it is now, then I give you permission. But do not drop Caleb Johnson just yet. He's just too talented. Wide receiver, Mr. 411. Hey, got it.
I need one.
Okay. Quentin Johnson and Marquise Brown. I love those guys. Well, Marquise Brown's more of a short term. Quentin Johnson, we saw, hey, I don't have Keenan Allen available in any of my leagues, but if he does, he's definitely the top pickup because we saw what he did with Justin Herbert back in his heyday. And Keenan Allen was still getting the majority of targets. But I like Quentin Johnson for the mere fact that he caught the ball. He didn't have the drops. And I like Cedric Tillman. Good call, Mr. 411. I love Cedric Tillman. Hey, Cleveland ranked 2nd in neutral pass rate in week 1, and Tillman played a key role in the game plan. He tied Jerry Jeudy with 8 targets. He caught 5 of them for 42, including the lone touchdown. Last 5 full games when Tillman played has averaged a healthy 9.6 targets per contest. Not only does he have the number 2 wide receiver role secure, I think he can challenge for number 1 because if you really look at Judy's stats, Jerry Jeudy's stats really got inflated once Tillman got hurt. And then there was really nobody else to throw to other than Elijah Moore. So, if there's only Elijah Moore, you're going to throw to Jerry Jeudy. So, yeah, I like that. But another one, we got to do Kayshon Boutte. Folks, little tidbit. Did you know Boutte was the starting wide receiver ahead of Malik Neighbors, ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. on LSU back the day? Yeah, he started ahead of those. What we might say, why was his draft? He actually got hurt his senior year, tried to come back, aggravated the injury, and was just never looked like himself. He looks like he's all the way back. And if you look at what he did back last year, I'm telling you, he 58 snaps, 8 targets, 6 receptions for 103 yards, 17.3 yards per catch just last week. in my opinion, he's the clear-cut starter, and he'll have to have. I think he'll look to continue because hey, Drake May's a young guy, and Drake May can say, hey. The guy was catching my balls. I'm going to keep throwing to him. Stephon Diggs is old. Okay, so yeah, he's out there, and they drafted another guy. He still has a ways to go in the first, early in the draft, but he's still they're either young or old. Butte is just right in that offense. So I like Butte as definitely a guy that you could get. Ray McLeod, another short-term rental. His target share will rise as long as these guys are out. So he's definitely a add. Again, I'm not adding them because right now, no bye weeks. If I have a lot of guys that just underperform, I really don't feel like cutting them yet. Now the guys that have long-term value, in my opinion, is the Cedric Tillman, the Quentin Johnson, and the Kayshon Boutte. Those are the ones that, in my opinion, would have long-term value. What about tight end, Mr.411? You got a list for tight end for the people? Because I can. Oh my gosh, Mr.411. Oh, hey, give the producers a raise, Mr.411. They got the listing, and I love it. So Harold Fannin Jr. That's right. I'm gonna give him the junior out there. Hey, this guy led Cleveland with 9 targets, folks. 20% share in his NFL debut, folks. Believe it or not. You have Brock Bowers. You have Mike Ditka. You have all these Jeremy Shockey. Hey, did you know Harold Fannin set the record just in week 1 of the most catches for a debut by a tight end? That's pretty impressive. Not to mention a direct snap for a 3-yard game. Hey, you got to love something like that, right, Mr.411? Hey, he might be the new tush push because Flacco ain't doing no tush push with that Cleveland offensive line. Hey, the Browns game plan Fannin to play a significant role. Folks, yes, that Baltimore game, but I'm telling you, Cleveland's got the defense that can keep them in games. But hey, even if they're blown out, that's just more passes to Harold Fannin. Oh, and I love Kyle Pitts right now. I don't think he's going to be on a lot of waiver wires, Mr.411. But hey, if he's there, that doesn't take a chance. Just for the mere fact is, hey, he's going to have a bigger piece of the pie while Mooney is still out. While possible Drake London is out. They featured him. They threw it to him and Ray McLeod in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Likely, if somebody dropped him, be sure to pick him up because I think once he comes, he's going to overtake Mark Andrews because Mark Andrews, they just like Mark Andrews blocking so much. K. Dotton, hard to pick up him and trust because especially when he got a goose egg. But hey, there's going to be better times to come in Tampa Bay. Michael Mayer, that is a Brock Bowers situation. Brock Bowers out, Mayer comes in, and hey, folks, Mayer was a high draftable pick out of Notre Dame that the Raiders spent high draft pick, and he's a great compliment if Brock Bowers was missed time. But hey, Harold Fannin is my top guy, but the guy on the bottom of the list is my number 2 guy, Juwan Johnson, because like I said earlier, Rattler. They're going to be behind. They're going to have to throw. And Kellen Moore knows how to utilize tight ends. That's been his track record. And hey, Juwan Johnson, they're not putting him out there to block. He's out there and he's running routes. So, I mean, when you look at Juwan Johnson, just, 8 catches and 76 yards week 1. 11 targets, was only behind oft-injured Chris Olave's 13. 96% route rate. What does that mean? That just basically confirmed
he's not blocking.
He's not blocking. He's running routes. Hey, just to put that in perspective, that 96% number, guess what? McBride was McBride had the highest last year, and he was at 91%. 96 is absurd for a tight end. That means he's running routes. All right, hard to get excited about a New Orleans Saints offense. But, man, when you have that type of opportunity and that type of target and that type of target rate, you got it, especially if you have Kittle and especially if you have Bowers, you got to get guys with upside to get you over the hump. And I think Juwan Johnson can do that in the short term.
All right. Okay. Anything there with the possible waiver wire pickups, LT?
Yeah,
the
and I
draft.
want to, LT, if you got your picks in yet, I know you always just remember Mr. 411, he come in at lunch with a big smile on the face. Yeah, I got my 3 waiver wire picks in.
But we got to see what happens in the morning.
Every Tuesday lunch.
Well,
Yeah.
I can give you a little early insight. My
Uh-oh.
hands are kind of tied this year because
Yeah.
at the moment I have the number 1 pick. So I'm not going to go wasting waiver priority
very
unless I have to.
That's right. And LT, I'm a guy, like you just said, I only spend a top 3 waiver priority if the guy's going to start for me. I don't do it for a stash. I don't do it for something. You got it, because that stuff is gold as you get into the bye weeks.
Yes.
Close to playoffs. So
And
yeah,
when that one lottery ticket player does become available, and you're in that number 1 spot. So yeah, LT, that's very smart of you to be selective.
I'm so glad he brought that up, because yes, we're giving you waiver wire picks, but be smart about if it's a waiver priority issue. It's like, hey, I'm always in number 12, Mr. 411, so I don't know what that lottery picks feels like, or that golden ticket. Because I just go crazy with my waivers all the time. I just can't contain myself. I'm not as disciplined as LT right there.
Yeah, and we got plenty of undisciplined fantasy owners in this league, so I expect that waiver wire to be moving, man, crazy tomorrow. But LT, you gotta hold back and just let it all play out, man.
But man, number 1 waiver priority. Hey, this is gonna be interesting on the waiver wire section throughout the year, Mr. 411. When LT actually, we're gonna have to document when he spends that first waiver pick, Mr. 411. We will document on this show.
It's going to have to be major for me to spend it.
I know.
So. Yeah, you got gold right now. You got gold right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's time for us to do my favorite part of the show, and that's the Wheel of Names.
Yes, sir, folks. Mr. Producer, if you could get the Wheel of Names screen going, as we have LT. I still love the picture. I have another one with just your face, but hey, we can't beat the picture with you and Mr. Rhodes here. So let's see who gets the first pick. Mr. 411, while I spin the name, can you briefly tell people what we're doing for the mini draft?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have, in this case, you see 3 participants, LT, Mr. 411, and The Calculator. We're going to have a draft. And this is just to give you a good idea of maybe who to start or pick up in your daily fantasy leagues. We're going to draft a quarterback. We're going to draft 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 1 wide receiver each. And we're going to use the stats from our listener league. And we're going to use the stats from our listener league, which includes 0.25 per carry and 1 point per reception.
That's right. So if people say, well, why do you do that? There is a reason we do it. But yes, this is definitely a guide to use in like you said, daily fantasy, because we're going to want the guys that score the most points. So, so we're trying. So what we do is we look at the thing, and then we say, oh, based on that matchup, I like this person. So, all right. So I'm going second, and
who went first?
LT, you got the first pick.
Yes. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And let me guess. Third is LT. All right. So that's the order.
Yep. So you have the board is yours.
Ooh. All right. Oh man, this is interesting. Only because of the explosion of the quarterback play this past weekend. Man, it's real tempting. But I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson.
Hey, can't go wrong with that. I'm actually going to go in a different direction, and I highlighted the tight end injuries. We already know Kittle's out, and we don't know about Brock Bowers. So I'm not taking chances. I'm going to go ahead and get McBride with my first pick. Get one of the big 3. Get the healthy one. And
all right. So Wow.
All right, LT, you got back to back.
Back to back, LT.
back. Well, since Josh Allen is playing the Jets, I think I'll go ahead and take Josh Allen with the first pick.
All right.
Now let's see who could we take for the second pick. Ooh, very interesting. Let's take Saquon this week versus Kansas City.
All
Okay.
right.
With their no defense last week.
All right. You're taking
Kansas
Barkley.
City Chiefs had no defense. Oh my God.
So, well, considering I don't need to take a quarterback because my two opponents have taken quarterback, that will be my last pick. So I get the pick of the litter, and let me see here. I'm going to go with. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think it's going to be a bounce back week. I know it's somewhat of a tough matchup, but I'm going to go with Jamar Chase. He's the highest. He can win you a week by himself. So I'm gonna stick with Jamar Chase.
All right.
Mr. 411.
All right. Well, this is going to be twofold. Yeah, back to back. Okay. Back to back, like Pat Riley said back in the day. But I'm going to go with Bijan Robinson. I believe, he had the explosive play. Okay. Yeah, he didn't do too much more after that, but he did enough to give you solid numbers. I think this week Atlanta needs a victory, and they're on the road, and they're gonna need to lean on somebody. And a young quarterback, he's gonna need to lean on Bijan. So I think Bijan up there in the dome in Minnesota is gonna have a good game on Sunday nights. And I'll follow that up with this is gonna be twofold here. This receiver is playing against my team. He used to play for my team. And so I'm going to draft DK Metcalf against Seattle. And if he has a great game, then cool. It helps me out in this draft here. But if he has a horrible game, it helps Seattle out. So let's put the voodoo on. DK Metcalf.
I hear you.
So
I got you.
Mr. 411, when you drop Tua tomorrow, will you be picking up Aaron Rodgers?
Great question. Matter of fact, we'll post the result in the morning. There's some candidates out there though, LT. There's some candidates out there.
Well, I mean, considering everybody got running backs, y'all left me the thing, but I mean, how can I go with not go with the top scorer and running back last week and Derrick Henry? I know it's the Cleveland defense, but they're at home, they're angry, and if they get that lead, they're not going to take any chances, and they're just going to let Derrick Henry take it home.
And,
so I'm going
and you know what,
Henry
Calculator? With that late fumble, I think he's going to make sure he makes up for that.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. All right, LT, you got a wide receiver and a tight end
a wide receiver. So how about let's take Justin Jefferson versus the Falcons next week.
Ooh. He's going to do the gritty.
Ooh. Oh, man, he did it in week 1.
The gritty versus the dirty bird.
And you know what? I'm not scared. I'm taking Brock Bowers.
All right.
Okay.
Do we have a rule in place, Calculator, with this with injury? Is there anything in place that we have, like if someone doesn't start or doesn't play at all? Not start, but
we did modify it. Well, we modified it last year and said if they don't play, you get the 0. So that's the chance LT's taking. Okay. He's taking the chance.
We just want to make sure it was clear, crystal clear. All right.
Okay. That's what. Well, otherwise I'd have taken Brock Bowers with my first pick if I could have gotten Mayer as a backup. The backup.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's playing.
But they.
Hey man, high risk, high reward.
Yep.
That's right. All right. Well, my quarterback, folks. If Lamar Jackson did what he did, I'm going to go with the same type of quarterback in the same matchup. Justin Fields against. because, I mean, is Justin Fields not like a younger Lamar Jackson?
You called it earlier too, Calculator, in the quarterback episode. If everyone rewind the tape and go back.
Hey, did I not? He made my top 10. Justin Fields made my top 10. I said he just made my top 10, and I really liked him that much. And he showed, hey, and I'm telling you, what was Justin Fields just that good, or was Pittsburgh defense bad? Pittsburgh defense isn't bad. TJ Watt was out there, but Justin Fields was just good. That offensive line is nasty. They want to run the ball, and Justin Fields has him a legit alpha receiver in Garrett Wilson Jr., so he's got options. Yes, I love Justin Fields. And then again, the Buffalo had trouble with Lamar Jackson all game long, running and passing. So that's why I think Justin Fields can use that same game tape. Oh, and he's at home. He's just the Jets. Justin Fields has always played better on home field. And you need a tight end that ended up.
Yes, I do. And I'm going to be a fan of Fannin. So I'm going to go with Fannin at tight end.
Hey, I love it. You know, like I said, the guy set records in college. Granted, it was a small school, but records are records. And anytime Fannin, if you look at his box scores, when they played those Division I schools, those higher rated schools, when they did the thing where they had to travel and play those higher rated schools, Fannin showcased and was good. He still got his stats regardless of matchup. So yeah, Harold Fannin's the real deal, folks. So.
And once we get our sponsor, by the way, people, then we're going to play for something here. So that'll be announced. And if any sponsors are out there, any sponsors get a hold of this episode, hit me up so we can get that sponsor in here, so we get this prize for the winning squad.
Here's one of my 2 years ago for winning the 411 mini draft that I still have to this day in my man cave.
There it is, the mini draft. One of the former mini draft champions. And a steak dinner. Remember that?
Oh, that's right. Oh man, that was so yummy. We set that up. Oh yeah. Hey, Mr. Calculator always loves him some food. So yeah, Mr. 411, if you get a food sponsor, I will happily go to their establishment to pick it up.
I'm sure. I would too if I happen to win.
Yeah. So all right. So just a quick summary. 411 has Lamar Jackson, Bijan, DK Metcalf, and rookie sensation Harold Fannin Jr. Calculator has Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Jamar Chase, and McBride. Jamar Chase's week 1 dud didn't slow me down, Mr. 411. I believe in Jamar Chase. And then LT, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, man, Justin Jefferson.
The all-star team.
I think LT went AI. And LT went AI on us on this, Mr. 411.
Man, that is an all-star team, man. You can have them go against the Monstars, man. All right, but yeah, man, we did it, gentlemen. Week one review. We're gonna come back again. Obviously, we'll come back and see the results of this mini draft and see who's going to be in the pole position next week. And then we'll review week 2 and all the action from there.
Yep.
All right. Well, look, 411 is off to another episode here in about 5 to 6 minutes. So stay tuned on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube under 411 Sports World Network, and make sure you hit that follow button. The more you do that, the more shows we can have. Also on TikTok, Mr.411, MISTERFOURONEONE. That's on TikTok and on Instagram. All right. Well, for LT and the Calculator, I'm 411. We're going to catch y'all next week. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
We out.
Out.